Perfect. Thanks again, everyone, for being here. And for those of you following along on Facebook, I just want to make sure you know that I'm also using Zoom technology tonight. So while I can't see your comments live as I'm teaching, because I use the Zoom screen to track my progress during the class, I can't see your comments live, but please do comment if you have questions or testimonials that you want to share as we go through. I will definitely come back to those after the class and respond to each and every one. So feel free to comment and ask questions as we go, and I thank you for doing that. And so let's jump in. Let me share my screen with you so that you can see our presentation for tonight. Click on. There we go. Okay, healthy all year long. If you haven't already, I just invite you to find a quiet space and settle in. Grab a notebook and a pen, a favorite beverage if you like. Just get comfortable if you've got oils in the diffuser like I do, anything you might use to just set the mood for the space. I invite you to take some deep breaths and just let go of the events of the day and start to bring your awareness and your mindset around this concept of being healthy. And so I want to start by giving you a gift, and my gift is an empty plate. And so I know if you're anything like me, you spend a lot of time thinking about what's on my plate, or you might use the language of my plate is full, or I have a full plate. And so as we begin tonight, I just want to give you this gift, even as a virtual gift or image of an empty plate for you to enjoy. There's nothing on there at all. It's a white plate. It's a blank slate so that you can just put down anything that you had going on during the day. Let go of your thoughts right now about all the different things that fill your life, and just bring your mindset, as I said, bring your awareness to the concept of being healthy, your own health and your wellness. And so let's just take a deep breath together. And as we breathe in, we're just going to breathe in everything healthy, just thoughts of strength and health and wellness and being fit and vibrant and vivacious, all of those types of things. And as we exhale, we're just going to rest, and we're going to let go of any stress or anxiety or anything that we've been holding tight to during the day. We're just going to let that go. And so keep that image of the blank plate in your mind, and we will come back to it. But I thought what we would do to start is just do this exercise together. I know for myself and from past experiences, once I transition and start to think about health and wellness, I tend to be very critical of myself. And so the first thoughts that might come into my mind, even after taking a relaxing breath like that, might be something along the lines of, I'm not good enough. I didn't work out today, or I don't work out enough, or I don't eat healthy enough foods, or I didn't get enough sleep last night. All those types of things might come into my mind. And that's not how we want to begin the class. So I invite you to just think of that one negative thought that maybe is your close companion when you think about health and wellness, and write that down. So that's where your pen and paper are going to come in handy. Whatever that negative thought is, physically write it down right now. Here's an example. This is the one that I used to carry around with me every day. I used to think it. I used to say it out loud all the time, and it was very reflective then in my life experience. I'm always tired. I try not to even think about that or say it out loud, but for the purpose of the class, I will share that one with you. I think that's probably a pretty common one. And so what we're going to do next is replace that negative thought with 2 positive thoughts. So I want you to physically take your pen or your marker, whatever you're using, and X out on the paper. Draw lines through, you can scribble it. If you've written it to one side of the paper, you can even rip that paper down the middle and throw the negative part away. And then I want you to write down 2 positive thoughts to replace that negative. And these are a couple of examples that I came up with. I am healthy and strong, and I am fueled by foods that give me natural energy. And the fun thing about having these positive thoughts, then replacing the negative, is that it's actually kind of an amazing phenomenon that happens. It helps shape your actions. So if you're walking around thinking thoughts like this, and so let's take the second one, for example. I'm fueled by foods that give me natural energy. If you're thinking that thought in your mind, maybe you're even saying it out loud from time to time to encourage yourself. And it doesn't have to be true yet. These can be goals that you have. So don't feel like it has to be 100% true for you. You're just making progress toward it, working toward it. So you're walking around thinking and saying that you're fueled by foods that give you natural energy. So if you pick up a bag of Doritos or a can of Coke, that's going to feel out of alignment with that thought. So this is maybe going to start to help you transition into making better choices. So I guarantee you, if you pick up an apple or an orange when you're thinking that thought, because that action aligns with the thought, it's going to feel right to you. And over time, you're just going to get into the habit of choosing that healthy thing more often because it's in alignment with that positive thought that you've now given yourself. So I encourage you to try that out. Hopefully, it at least shapes the discussion that we're about to have about healthy things tonight. But as you go forward in your daily life, this is a practice that you can take with you. And just whenever those negative thoughts creep in, get better and better at capturing them, recognizing that they're there, bringing them into the light and dealing with them, telling them, no, I'm going to make a better choice. Here's 2 positive thoughts I'm going to think instead, and really do that for yourself. And so as we progress tonight, I invite you to come up with 1 or 2 or at the most 3 health concerns or goals. You can look at it from what am I trying to target or what am I trying to address. Either way, whatever's coming up for you, areas where you would like to improve, then I would like you to write those down. And as I go through this menu, we're going to go through a pyramid of wellness building blocks tonight. I don't want you to feel overwhelmed by the amount of information because not every single thing I say is going to be for you. You're going to pick and choose to only put on your plate those things that mean the most to you. And so if you have a couple goals in mind before we start, then you're going to be listening with an increased focus and you're only going to pick out those things that mean the most to you. So go ahead and write down a few of those for you. They might look like I want to drink more water, or I need support during and after my workouts, or it might be an issue that you're facing like a chronic mystery illness. What if you have unexplainable pain or headaches, or you just don't ever seem to sleep well? If it's something along those lines, write those down. And then when I talk about tools or techniques or strategies that you can use to address those are going to come up for you. Those are going to feel highlighted. And that's where I want you to pay the most attention or take the most notes and know that those are for you. Anything else that I talk about that's not hitting on, it might be interesting, but if it's not hitting on what's coming up for you right now, rest in the fact that this is being recorded and you can come back and watch it as many times as you want. But for in this moment, you're only going to choose to focus on those things that feel like they're for you in this moment. And that will help you not feel overwhelmed by the information that I share, but empowered by those couple of things that are really going to help you take the next step into your health and wellness. So here we are, back to our blank plate. This is what I want you to bring with you into the class and know that you are empowered. You're only going to put on this plate what's meant for you. So I bless you in that tonight. And so here's a look at our wellness pyramid, and this is going to shape our discussion. And I give thanks to doTERRA for providing this beautiful pyramid. And I love the fact that they call us wellness advocates, because I think they could have easily called us essential oil advocates, and then that would be such a disservice because it might make you feel like, oh, I just need essential oils and that will solve all my problems. As much as I love them, they're not a magic bullet or magic pill. They work in essence along with all these areas that you see in the pyramid itself. So what we're going to talk about tonight are each of these building blocks and how you can incorporate not only essential oils, but other tools and tips and techniques into your own personal daily choices or healthcare routines. Because we are talking a little bit about essential oils tonight, in case there's anyone with us who is new to essential oils, I do want to cover a few highlights so that you know what we're talking about. I also teach a full introductory class on essential oils. So if you are brand new to oils, then I would invite you to watch that full class. But for tonight, I at least want to give you just a little taste of what they are so you're not feeling lost during the class. So what is an essential oil? We are going to start with the lovely peppermint essential oil. There it is. Inside this bottle are the natural aromatic compounds found in the peppermint plant. And for peppermint, these are steam distilled from the leaves, and you'll see the leaf in the picture on the screen. On the photo on the right are the little oil sacs. Those white sacs are where the essential oil actually lives on the plant. And I love that it also shows, when you look at it under the microscope there, those kind of spiny little column-like, little pillar-like things coming up off the leaf. Those are there to protect the oil sacs because they're precious to the plant. They provide the living essence or the lifeblood of the plant, and they do amazing and wonderful things for the plant, like fuel its life force and keep it healthy and strong and protect it from environmental or physical threats, disease even. And so all of those amazing, powerful, safe benefits they provide to the plant without any side effects, they can also provide to us because they're going to work inside our bodies just like they do inside the plant. A lot of people like to compare essential oils to herbs, and so I just like to quickly point out that essential oils are 50 to 70 times more powerful than herbs. So if you are going to compare just one drop of the essential oil from this bottle to an herb, you would have to drink 28 cups of peppermint tea in order to match that. And tonight I did something fun. I decided to make my own peppermint tea with only one drop of essential oil, one drop of peppermint essential oil, because that's all you need. And I did actually put a few drops of wild orange essential oil in here as well. So cheers to you. Oh my gosh, that's so good. That's so good. I highly recommend. All you need is water, one drop of peppermint, and I think 2 drops of wild orange fell into there. And it's amazing. I love starting classes with wild orange and peppermint because they open up your mind to receive new information and retain it for later. It also opens up your airways so you can breathe really well. If you're in a live class, you want to experience the aromatic benefits of all the oils we're going to be passing around. So it's a great way to start the class. And then wild orange, as probably you can tell by my excitement and the way that I'm talking, it boosts your mood and gives you energy. So I love those to start a class. The way we use essential oils, I've already demonstrated a couple of those. I'm drinking them internally, and I'll talk a little bit about more when I get to a slide from a couple from now about why I would only ingest doTERRA essential oils. We want to ingest them safely. I've also already experienced oils aromatically because I've been diffusing. You can always just take a drop out of the bottle and put it into your hand, just like that. Rub your palms together. This is an example of topical use. The palms of your hands and the bottoms of your feet are your largest pores, and so it gets into the body really quickly that way. You can put some on the back of your neck. This can bring your temperature down, and still using the peppermint, and also give you that energy boost and help you become more alert and pay attention better. So there's aromatic If you don't have a diffuser like mine in the background, everybody has their own built-in diffuser. You can just breathe right from your hands. And topically, you just want to use common sense. If you've got head or neck tension, then you want to put your oils on your head or your neck. If you're having a tummy issue, put your oil right on your tummy. And then finally, a couple different ways to do essential oils internally would be drinking them like I did with my tea. I also have my water bottle here that I'll refer to a couple times during the class. This has grapefruit in the water. That's always my favorite oil of choice. You can put oils in a capsule or drop them right under your tongue. And just a couple words about safety. As long as you follow the instructions on the label, and I recommend a wonderful reference book. This is Modern Essentials. As long as you read the instructions, you can pick up a great book. You'll have everything you need to know to use your essential oils safely. In addition to that, if you reach out to me, I'm a resource to anyone all the time. I have tons of information on our Facebook group, and I'm here to answer your questions and help you get started. Less is always more. One drop is incredibly powerful, and so in order to spread that over a large area, you want to dilute. And so I highly recommend our fractionated coconut oil for that. Because it's fractionated, it's always in a liquid state, and it doesn't have a coconut smell. While I love coconut smell, it might not pair well with all of the different oils that we have, so that's just kind of a benefit of having that. But you can use any oil that you might have in your pantry, really. Any vegetable oil will do. Jojoba and grapeseed are great choices because they pair well with the skin, and they're just really light and easy to apply. One distinction that I like to make about the word dilute is that it doesn't reduce the power or the efficacy of the oil. It just slows the absorption rate into the skin. And so as you dilute your oil, then your peppermint may not seem as cool to the touch. A warm oil like our On Guard blend or a hot oil like oregano wouldn't feel so warm or hot. And then the other benefit to dilution is, say that you have low back pain and you want to take that one drop of oil all across the lower area of your back, then you could put it with the carrier oil and make that one drop go as far as you need it to go. And really for an adult, anywhere from 1 to 3 drops is great for an application. And so why choose doTERRA? I kind of hinted about that when I talked about only using doTERRA internally. And I've got lavender here. This is doTERRA's lavender, and this is a bottle that we picked up at Whole Foods. And so the short answer is friends don't let friends buy essential oils from the grocery store. And I usually smile when I say that, but I'm starting to less and less because it's a little bit scary to me. Just check out this bottle of lavender. Lavender is the gentlest essential oil. So the fact that this bottle has a safety cap on the top and it has a warning label on the side, keep out of reach of children, and not for internal use, may cause skin irritation. Those warnings do not belong on a bottle of lavender. That's really disturbing. And the other thing that I like to point out is that it makes the claim 100% pure essential oil. Because essential oils are not regulated by any agency, they're allowed to make whatever claim they want on the bottle. In order to make this claim, they only have to have 2% of a 100% pure essential oil in the bottle. So what's the other 98%? We have no idea, and they don't have to tell us. So best case, it's fillers and synthetics that don't really belong in our bodies. Worst case, it could be pesticides. We don't want to know what's used in the harvesting. It could be harmful chemicals, things that are even poisonous to the body. So you want to be extremely careful. If you were here with me, I would pass them around and just even let you smell the two, and you'd notice a big difference. And so I just want to highlight the top 2 ways that you would compare essential oils if you want to, and I always invite you to do your own research, are quality and sourcing. So this is a little bit about quality. I won't go into the depth of this slide that I would during our introductory class, but just know that there are a variety of grades of oils, and doTERRA is the absolute highest quality you can get in the world. And that's because of our Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade, that CPTG standard that you saw on the previous slide. The other area that you want to research into is sourcing. And doTERRA gets all of our plants from where they grow indigenously around the world. I want to point you to an amazing website. It's source2u.com. Source, 2 is spelled out T-O, U is spelled out Y-O-U, source2u.com. And you'll find amazing information on that website. We publish the test results from our third-party testing, which I talked about on the previous slide, and then as well on the source2u.com, you'll find these amazing stories of how we work with growers around the world to harvest these amazing essential oils from plants that families have been harvesting and loving on for generations. And so we work with those growers from an ethical and a fair trade standpoint. We also bring amazing humanitarian efforts to these places all around the world. We raise economic development in their homes and the places where they work. And then we also put a very high value on sustainability. So we're taking care of the earth that so generously gives us these beautiful, what we call gifts of the earth, the plants and trees and fruits and flowers that bring us these amazing essential oils. So that's all I'm going to say about the introduction to essential oils for tonight. So we can move into our topic at hand and give you some real tangible takeaways. So why do we get sick? Here very quickly are the top 10 reasons. And what I like to point out about these 10 is that the first 9 are all within our control. And so if you're getting sick a lot, I want you to be encouraged that 9 out of the top 10 reasons you're getting sick are within your power to make change. And so that's where we're going to spend the bulk of the rest of our time tonight. And know that there's only one area on this list, exposure to germs and toxins, where we need to worry about what's coming at us from the world around us. And we're going to equip you in each of these areas tonight. And I want to then also say that we're looking at healthy all year long, and so we're going to talk in the end about a few things that you can do depending on what season of the calendar we're in, so winter, spring, summer, and fall. But also, regardless of the season of life that you're in, whether you're just starting out as a newborn baby or you're entering those golden years, it's never too soon, never too early, or never too late to start making great choices about your health and wellness. So all of this information is for everyone. And here's just another brief look at our pyramid that's going to shape our conversation. And we're going to start with that eating right as the foundational building block. And so don't panic. I do have a few more slides for eating right than I do for all of the other areas. So once we get through the eating right section, it won't take us as long to go through the rest of the building blocks. But because this one is foundational, we do spend just a little bit more time here. And so we'll start with these beautiful fruits and vegetables and just encourage you to eat whenever possible whole foods, live foods, things that vibrate and have their own energy. Things that you might pick off of a tree or grow in the ground, not something that you have to open a box or a bag or some type of packaging to access. Those are always going to be your best choices. And you're not going to hear me ever talk about one diet over another. Truly, when you're eating whole, raw, live foods, you should be able to eat whatever quantity of those that you want. You're not going to have to worry about counting calories or measuring portion sizes. It really, take your mind out of a place where you're thinking, I'm going to have to restrict myself in all these different ways, and allow yourself to explore the freedom that lives within making these kinds of healthy choices. You don't have to limit yourself as far as portions and calories and how many of fruits or vegetables you can eat in a day. Just delight in the freedom that's there for you. A lot of times when I talk about eating healthy, though, if there are friends in the class or on the call that are doing pretty well, they're eating pretty healthy, making good choices, and then I start talking about supplementation, often there will be someone who says, well, I eat pretty healthy, so I really don't need a supplement. I hate to rain on that parade, but this was an awareness that I came to myself, and I like to share with anyone who will listen. Unfortunately, those beautiful foods that we just looked at are just not as healthy as they used to be, because the way that we mass produce our produce has shifted over the years. We are sadly stripping the essential vitamins and nutrients, the very phytonutrients we need from those fruits and vegetables. They're just being stripped away. So even if you're eating a healthy diet, it's not exactly what you want to be putting into your body. The quality just isn't there like it used to be. And truth be told, if we're all honest, every once in a while we have a meal like that cheeseburger there, or we have a few French fries, or we have a delicious dessert, especially coming out of the holidays. We maybe chose some foods that were less healthy. And so just to bring balance to your diet, I highly recommend supplementation for every man, woman, and child. And I can't recommend highly enough doTERRA's supplements called the Lifelong Vitality Pack. And that includes these 3 beautiful bottles in front of you. And I will not go into a lot of detail here because I do an entire class on these vitamins. And once you watch the entire class, then you'll have no problem understanding why these are doTERRA's #1 selling product, and why I just absolutely would not live my life without taking these anymore. I just notice so many benefits, and I will show you. These are the most common testimonials, and even the top 4 on this list are: I feel less pain, I'm sick less often, I have much more energy and a better mood. Those are the top 4. But truly, all of these are regular testimonials that come into the company from people trying these supplements for the first time. And I've personally felt every single one of these on the list. And I even had an improvement in my eye health for a very long time. My prescription was just getting worse and worse and worse, even entering my 40s, which is just very uncommon. And all of a sudden, at the same time that I started really taking the supplements regularly, my eyes, they haven't improved yet, but they've finally stabilized, which the doctors and I have been waiting forever for that to happen. And so the thought that I might at some point be a candidate for laser eye surgery versus wearing contacts and glasses just opened up a whole new world for me. And so really, just from every facet of health and wellness, these supplements have been life-changing. And if you're thinking about trying them, they also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So really no reason not to. And we have these amazing supplements for the kiddos as well. The A to Z combines everything that you want from that micronutrient complex and the alpha CRS that we just looked at for adults. Kids can start taking those at about 12 or 13 if they're okay swallowing the pills. If they need to take the children's a little while longer till they develop that comfort level with swallowing, that's fine. Or if you're an adult and you really struggle swallowing pills, I have tips for swallowing pills for you, or you can take the chewables. Let me just say right off the bat, these are not Flintstone vitamins, and they're certainly not gummy bears. So they don't taste like sugar, but the A to Z, I think, tastes very pleasant for knowing that you're putting this amazing bioavailable whole food, exactly what your body needs, into your body. So we don't mind at all chewing up the A to Z. The IQ Mega, it's got the wild orange flavor, but it does still have more of a taste to it as far as a supplement goes. So we love to mix that into a smoothie. And then you're getting all the omegas that you want. and you're giving your child all the omegas that you want him or her to have, and you don't have to worry about any complaint on that flavor. The PB Assist Junior, which we also have a full line of digestive enzymes and cleanse products for adults. This PB Assist Junior is amazing. They really nailed it. You're talking to a sugar addict here who absolutely loves those PB Assist Juniors. You can mix them in water and drink them. I prefer to just empty the little sachet right onto my tongue. I feel like I'm literally eating a pixie stick. And it's got that prebiotic as well as probiotic in it that you want. And so it's an amazing thing to do for your body, and it also feels like you're having a little cheat. So that's definitely a favorite product of mine. And then I want to wrap this section with drinking enough water, which is one of those things which we all know that we're supposed to, but the bottom line is, are we doing it or not? And if one of your goals is to drink more water, then you just want to be mindful of what does that look like for you. And so to set a really tangible, achievable goal, you want to make sure you're looking at your body weight, which let's just take 120 on average. You want to take half of your body weight and drink that in ounces of water each day. And so just to show my water bottle again, this has ounces measured out on the side, which makes life really easy for me. So this is a 20-ounce water bottle. And so roughly, I'm going to drink about 3 of these a day. And that's very doable. And like I mentioned at the top of the hour, I put grapefruit in my water, but any of these essential oils listed here are great choices. You can put fruits, you can put, cucumber is amazing. So there's different things you can add to your water, or just a drop or 2 of essential oil might make it more pleasant for you to drink. And then you get the added benefit of the cleansing effect of those essential oils. The reason why I choose grapefruit is that it is a citrus oil, so I get the cleansing benefits. I also get a boost to my mood and my energy. And then specific to grapefruit is that it helps curb cravings, and particularly sugar cravings. So for me, overcoming my sugar addiction, grapefruit is a big help to me, and it tastes delicious. And so now we're going to move on to exercise and different ways we can incorporate movement into our healthy lifestyle. And I just want to start by saying the slide says 30 minutes a day, but let's put the cookies on the low shelf, or let's put the fruits and vegetables on the low shelf. I'll be honest, exercise is like the final frontier for me with all of these different healthy habits, and I really struggle to work it in. I've never to this day had one day where I went into any type of movement thinking, I really want to do this. And I love a lot of the movement that I've learned about and tried. I love walking, I love yoga, but I never in my mind feel like, oh yes, I want to work out. And so it's just a matter of starting into it, doing it. And so make it easy on yourself. I have a treadmill in my basement so that I don't have to make excuses about the weather. I have a very affordable yoga subscription. I pay $10 a month to Holy Yoga TV. And so I have unlimited access to their library of yoga that I can do in my living room at any time. If you need accountability, if you need to go to a class, find what works for you and commit to doing it. And then bottom line, I have a fail-safe. If I haven't worked out and I only have 10 minutes, then it's a great way to get your heart pumping and get your body moving for the day. So you can say, yes, I did work out today. That is 10 sit-ups, 10 push-ups, 100 jumping jacks, and a 1-minute plank. And so you get your heart rate up, you engage your core, you get some muscle strengthening and toning in there. It's a little bit of everything, and you really do feel great when it's over. Even though I always go into my exercise thinking, oh, I don't want to do this, I do promise at the end, I'm always glad that I did. And so I'm very grateful that I've had help and that I've found ways to give myself just ways to enter in to the practice of exercise and then keep building on that. So if you find yourself needing a little help, no matter what you're doing for your particular exercise of choice. That's wide open to whatever you want to do. Indoor, outdoor, sport, whatever, you name it. As long as you're moving your body and you're using your breath, anything goes. But if you need some support with those, we've already talked about our Lifelong Vitality Pack that provides a great foundation for you. We've already talked about peppermint oil. That's great to start opening up your breath and maximizing your workout. And then I want to focus just a little bit on an amazing product called Mito 2 Max. And this is a natural energy supplement. The Mito is a nod to your body's mitochondria, which are the powerhouses of your cells. And their job is to create natural energy in your body. And they're going to do that anyway if you're giving them the right foods. But because we give them a lot of things that are confusing, like packaged foods or fast foods or things that aren't really food, or even some supplements coming in a way that's not bioavailable, then the mitochondria has to spend its time sorting and trying to figure out what something even is. And can I use it? How do I use it? So it gets bogged down. And so if you're one of those people who are just not feeling a lot of natural energy during the day, you might need to give your mitochondria a little boost. And so think of this supplement as a present, a little gift-wrapped present going straight to your mitochondria. It's whole food, bioavailable, exactly what that mitochondria is looking for, and it's able to turn it immediately into natural energy for you. So you're going to notice that boost right away. My sister's a kindergarten teacher. She loves using Mito 2 Max just to manage her classroom during the day. Gives her that boost of energy naturally that she's looking for. My husband loved to use it when he was doing full-time construction work. Heck, I even use it and I sit at a desk most of the time because I could just use that little help coming into my body, helping the mitochondria produce that energy naturally. Because it's natural, you don't have to worry about a crash or becoming addicted to it, and it's just going to naturally increase your energy and then come back down. Because it is a decent spike in your energy, I typically take it in the morning, and I do not recommend taking it after 2 p.m. because after that, you might, unless you work nights or you know you're going to be up late and you can still take it and have plenty of time to then wind back down and get ready to sleep, that you're going to have to gauge that yourself. But for me personally, I like to go to bed between 9 and 10 p.m. And so I would not take it after 2 because you do want to just give your body that time for it to naturally wind down. And then whether you're a weekend warrior all the way to a professional athlete, doTERRA works with what we call performance advocates. And these are professional athletes and coaches who love to use the oils to supplement not only their training and their workouts, but their actual performance and game days. And so you find a variety of oils there that help with both performance and prevention as well as recovery. And I'll just highlight Deep Blue Rub. It's the star of this show. It's every weekend warrior and athlete's best friend. And you can use it by itself on your muscles, your bones. It helps with pain. It helps with inflammation. You can even put it on a sore neck if you just slept wrong, or if you kind of, I don't know, I do this thing when I'm driving sometimes and I just kind of turn my head the wrong way and then I get this little kink in my neck. It works on stuff like that too. But if you have more intense need for support, then you can layer any number of these oils, just 1 drop of each, and then cap it with that Deep Blue Rub, and then that will really go to work on an area and help you recover faster. Next, we're going to transition into rest and managing stress. And there is just absolutely no substitute for a great night's sleep. For adults, 6 to 8 hours is recommended. For children, 10 or more. And if you're not getting that level of sleep, or if you're trying to go to sleep at what would be a time that you would choose, whatever your desired time would be, and you're having trouble falling asleep, or you're waking up during the night, then you might want to try any of these oils to support you. You can diffuse them. You can put some on your hands again, rub them and smell them. Put some on the back of your neck. You can put a drop or 2 on your pillow or sheets or blanket. But my number one recommendation for getting sleep at night is your evening ritual or routine. How are you telling yourself, again, coming back to the power of your thoughts and your mindset as you transition from the workday into that period of rest, your evening and your night? What are you doing and what are you telling yourself? And so my top tips are putting the ritual in place, deciding what's important to you, and then doing it consistently. That's actually more important than the elements that make up your ritual, is actually defining it and doing it consistently. And then some of my favorite ideas, I love changing into my jammies. That's a big deal. Sometimes I do that, who knows, as early as 4 p.m. Whenever I get home, my people are home, and I know I don't have to leave. The first thing I do is get in my jammies. And so I'm already starting to tell myself, okay, we're winding down. We're at least inside the house. Drinking tea is really nice. I like to do some planning in the evening. Sometimes when people lay down, their minds race. And so they're thinking about things that are going to be happening early in the morning or sometime the next day. So I like to review, what's my schedule look like for tomorrow? What are my top 2 goals? And just set myself up for success with those. I might pack a bag that I know that I need for a meeting. I might pack a healthy meal that I know I'll want to grab and take in the car with me. I just set all those things up for myself. I might even lay out my clothing, my jewelry, figure out what I'm going to do with my hair, all those different things I try to think through before I lay down and go to bed. And then once I transition into the bedroom, things that I like to do are definitely turn off any screens. We don't even have a TV in our bedroom. And I also like to turn off the phone. Anywhere from 30 minutes up to 2 hours before you go to sleep is great. But just turning off screens, because that light tells your brain it's time to function, it's time to come up with ideas, it's time to be alive and awake. And so you want to tell that, slow down. I love to read. I love to write in a journal. A gratitude journal is a beautiful practice. Also, meditation and prayer are wonderful ways to end the night and transition into sleep. Then if you're really having trouble, I would recommend our Serenity soft gels. And just like the mitochondria works naturally in the body to up your energy, the Serenity is going to help you transition and relax. Again, because it's natural, it's not habit forming, you're not going to build up a tolerance to it like you do with melatonin. So you have to keep upping the dose and, what do I put with it? It's just really a dream come true. And pun intended, you sleep well, you take it about 30 minutes before you go to sleep, you don't have trouble falling asleep, you're able to sleep deeply and stay asleep. If you do need to wake up to use the bathroom, you don't worry about where you are. Okay, I'm in my home. I'm in my home. I'm going to walk to the bathroom, do what I need to do, come back, then you can fall right back to sleep. When you wake up in the morning, you don't have that groggy, weird feeling like you do when you're recovering from a pharmaceutical sleep aid. So it really is a dream. And then managing stress. I think, again, this is one of those things that we all know about, but what are we doing about it? And anybody can have a busy day, whether you're at home with young children, maybe you work from home, part-time, full-time, you work in a corporate environment or some type of office. If you're experiencing chronic stress, then that's when I really invite you to think through, what can I do? And quitting your job is probably not the answer. Abandoning your children is probably not the answer. And so what are some things you can do during the day with that environment that you're in? And so I like to recommend, as much as possible, getting out from under fluorescent lights, getting out from heavily recycled air, especially if it's an older building where you work or a home that you live in. Anytime you can get out into fresh air, and even if it's a cold or rainy or gray, cloudy day, you're still going to get the benefit of the sunshine. It's still there, I promise. You'll get some natural vitamin D just from being outside and taking some deep breaths. If the weather affords you, and I even recommend to do it in cold weather, and you can do this with your kids, do some grounding. Take your socks and shoes off and connect with the actual earth. Grass if you can, dirt if you can, and just take some deep breaths and connect, and that will do wonders for you. Eating a healthy snack or meal. I know a lot of times grabbing something from a vending machine or a fast food drive-through seems convenient, but really at what cost? And so taking a couple extra minutes, like I talked about the night before, planning healthy meals and snacks are great ways. And if you can even take those outside for a break and eat them. And then if you can, take a 15-minute power nap. If you have little ones napping, if you have a lunch break or a break during your day when you can go sit in your car, or if your children are napping, then you can hit the couch for 15 minutes. Just give yourself a quick power nap. That can really help a lot. Just gonna grab a drink of my tea. Absolutely love that. And then this lady here, my girlfriend, says, "What's on my to-do list today?" Oh, right, everything. I just want to invite you to say no. And it seems like a simple little 2-letter word, but it can be hard to say. And so there's so many good things in life that plate that we have can easily be overloaded. And so I just encourage you to spend some quiet, just get some time and really consider what's the most important. What are the things that I absolutely need to do? If you have a job, children, a spouse, a pet, obviously there are going to be some things that you need to do. But beyond that, saying yes to every opportunity that comes along is maybe not what's best for your health. And so which things are going to be best for you? What you may be cutting out some things that are good, but in exchange for the things that are only the best. And then you'll be able to bring more life and more energy into those things because you're giving yourself the gift of health and less stress. So here are some wonderful essential oils to support you. Now, when stress can come from a lot of different angles. So you might need to deal with some anxiety. You might need to calm yourself down. You may need an energy boost and lift your spirits up, or you may need help focusing. So there are oils on this list for any of those things. Intune is our focus blend. It comes in a roller ball. It's great to just add to the back of the neck during that late afternoon time when you feel like you just need a little pick-me-up. Highly recommend that one. And then I want to do just a quick mention of our emotional aromatherapy oils. And these are console, forgive, peace, passion, cheer, and motivate. Just, you can tell even by the names that these are amazing powerhouse blends. And I'm going to do a full class. My next Facebook Live and recorded class is going to be on essential emotions. So I won't go into a lot of detail here because I want you to really soak in that information next month. But for the moment, I'm going to tell you that don't just take my word for it. These oils were actually tested in a clinical oncology setting. So doctors and nurses that are treating terminally ill cancer patients. I can't imagine a more difficult environment to work in. Those are the people that doTERRA asked to try these oils. And they did 1 week for control where they didn't diffuse anything. And then for the next 6 weeks, they diffused 1 of each of those oils. And every week they asked the doctors and nurses to evaluate how they were feeling. And every single one of these oils proved to be statistically significant in raising positive emotions and lowering negative emotions. And I think that's amazing. And so if that can work for someone in that environment, then I know that they can help the rest of us. And so let's move on to reducing our toxic load. And here's another topic that we hear a lot about, cleansing the body. And it sounds like something we should do, but why does it really matter? And it actually is really critical to address. It's the first line of defense against all of those things coming at you. We talked about the number 10 on the list of reasons why we get sick. So as you're preventing, this is the number 1 thing that you can do. to help your body be ready for what's coming at it. 60 to 75% of your body's immune function lives in your gut. And so taking care of your gut not only helps support all of your physical health, all the systems of the body, but it also helps support your brain function. So if you're having brain fog or experience a lack of mental clarity, cleansing your gut can actually help with your mental capacity as well. And here's what is kind of fun about reducing the toxic load. If you've noted anything in those first three categories, eating right, exercise, and rest and managing stress, those are all 2 for 1, because anything in those areas that you do is also going to help reduce your toxic load. So give yourself a pat on the back if you're doing, eating healthy foods or drinking water or moving your body or trying to get better rest or reducing stress in your life. All of that also counts for reducing your toxic load. So great job on that. And then from a proactive standpoint, you might also want to look at some labels, because any of these types of products, these are pictures of doTERRA's skincare line, spa products, and hair care products. So any of these types of items that you have in your bathroom, in your home, in your gym bag, whatever you're using, I invite you to look at the label and just check out the ingredients, because these are some common areas where toxins are creeping in to our lifestyle without us really even noticing it. And we think we're doing the right thing. The product is very common. Lots of people are using it. Maybe it even smells good to you. But if you just flip over the bottle, the number one ingredient to look for in any of these products is fragrance or perfume. And unfortunately, because no further explanation is required, that ingredient can be a catch-all, and it can hide a lot of really dangerous chemicals, things that are either known or suspected carcinogens. That means they cause cancer. And a lot of these ingredients that are still finding their ways into products in America are outright banned in other countries around the world. So I really invite you to take a close look at the products you're using and think about what you might swap out for something that's just not bringing more toxins into your life. And these are some really great choices. And then the last section I want to look at is using essential oils to help with your cleanse. I already talked about drinking oil in the water. Lemon and all the citrus oils are really great for that. They're not only going to do that natural cleanse where they're flushing toxins and petrochemicals from the body, they're also going to give you that boost of energy and boost your mood. And so there's a lot of amazing and wonderful things that any citrus oil can do for you. I want to introduce just 2 other essential oils in this category and an additional reference book that I absolutely love. This is our Essential Oils and Emotions book, which again, I'll be talking a little bit more from this book in our February class. But for tonight, I just wanted to introduce cilantro, which is the oil of releasing control, and how when you put that on the bottoms of your feet, it can not only help detox the physical body, but also the negative emotions that you might be storing up. And so some of you who have mystery pain in your body, maybe you have pain in your arm or pain in your knees that your doctor cannot find a reason for. You've gone, you've had a scope or an x-ray, and there's just nothing coming up. There's no explanation for why you have pain. It could very well be a trapped emotion. Because your emotions are chemicals, they move through your body just like our foods. And so they can get blocked or stuck just like a food or a non-food item actually that doesn't belong in your body. So emotions, just like a physical toxin, can become stuck. So cilantro is a wonderful way to help flush out negative emotions and release them from your body, and maybe even free you from some physical pain that you're experiencing. I'd love to give you a sample of something if you think that's something that you'd like to try. Similarly, lemongrass, or the oil of cleansing, is a powerful spiritual and emotional cleanser. And so I have a funny story about, I love to mix an oil in my plain lotion because I shave my legs every day, and especially during the winter time, it's so important to replace the moisture and keep that skin hydrated. And so our plain lotion is incredibly moisturizing. I absolutely love it. You want to mix in whatever oil you like. I love to switch over to lemongrass from a citrus oil when the seasons change from winter even to spring. And so I started using lemongrass this past spring. And in my case, I had some pent up positive emotions. I was really feeling grateful in this season. I was about to go on this beautiful women's retreat. Greg and Kate were just being so supportive as I was making a bunch of new healthy changes in my life, and I was just feeling incredibly grateful, but I hadn't really expressed it much. I wasn't writing it down in a gratitude journal yet, and I hadn't physically gone to Greg or Kate and told them about how grateful I was. And so just the act of using that lemongrass, I found a couple days in a row as I was talking to Greg and expressing my gratitude, I started to cry. And just the strength of that emotion came forward. And it was just a good cry. They were happy tears, but I felt really amazing after they were released from the body. And so I just like to share that story and encourage you to try the essential oils, not only for the physical benefits, but the emotional as well. And so let's look briefly at the last two building blocks in our pyramid. The first is preventive self-care, and I want to just mention building up your immunity. Now here's Neo, one of my favorites, and he's being attacked by these bullets. So just like we talked about, all those environmental things that might be surrounding you, coming at you, if your immunity is strong, your gut health is good, then you're going to be able to have that kind of a force field all around you. And so maybe when others are getting common ailments like colds and flus and things like that, you're staying healthy and strong. It's because you've invested in your immune system and you've built it up. So these are a few of the oils that and products that you can use. And I just like to highlight our entire On Guard family of products. And just like I talked about with the skincare and the spa and the hair care products, you can start looking around your home for what are your cleaning agents. Are you still using anything, that are bringing chemicals into your home? So you might want to look at replacing your laundry soap or your dish detergent. There's great toothpaste and mouthwash, hand soap and hand sanitizer, and I never go on a hospital visit or a trip to my daughter's school without popping an On Guard throat drop into my mouth. Or you could use a beadlet for that, or put a drop of oil in your hand and just put it on your neck so you're breathing it. And it really does create that force field around you. And the sum total of incorporating a whole family of products like this into your lifestyle is just going to boost you even more. Oh, and a favorite of mine is the aroma touch technique. This is a beautiful practice you can do. I like to recommend once a month. If you can even do it once a quarter, it just really helps bring harmony to all the systems of the body. This is a combination of 8 essential oils and blends that are just layered into the back and the bottoms of the feet. I'm not personally a licensed massage therapist, but I am certified in the aroma touch technique. And so I would love to bless you with this technique. Just ask me more about that if you're interested. I can do it one-on-one, or we can do a girls' night or a couples' night where people get together and, maybe you're doing healthy snacks and fun activities in the one room, and then people just take turns coming into the other room to get their aroma touch technique. Love to do events like that to celebrate our health and wellness in community with the ones that we love. And finally, proactive healthcare. And so what do we do when we get sick? And this is kind of the crescendo of the evening. If you do fall prey to something out there in the environment, those colds and flus that are bound to attack, then you want to be armed and ready. And I hope that you feel, after you've absorbed this information tonight, I hope you feel empowered. And the beauty of these essential oils is that they work no matter you're dealing with a bacteria or a virus. those viruses live inside the cells. And so nothing pharmaceutical or synthetic can reach the inside of the cell. We just can't make it as human beings small enough to pass through that cell wall. Whereas our essential oils, which are a gift to us from nature, are just by design small enough to penetrate the inside of that cell wall. So it's now not that big of a deal to know what exactly am I dealing with. Is this bacteria or is this virus? Your essential oil doesn't care. All you need to know is that you can walk down the hallway and grab something. And so at that very first onset of maybe a scratchy throat or some aches in the body, you can grab something that you're familiar with, that you already have in your home, layer it on, get good rest, drink it in your tea, or make a broth, and just do all those things that make you feel good, and know that for you and your family, you have an option. You have a healthy, natural way to combat those things coming at you. As promised, I just want to quickly go through the seasons. So when different things are coming at us during different times of the year, you know what to grab. So these are my favorites. These are some of our go-tos for our family that I want to share with you tonight. This, we'll start with winter. This recovery blend is beautiful. You want to take a screenshot of that. You can do this recipe in a roller ball. And this is great if you're coming off of a fun vacation, if you've actually just hit the slopes, or maybe you just practically shoveled your driveway. Either way, this is a great way to rest and recover with some essential oils. And then this, just like the name sounds, is a great way. The Flume Balm or Immune Support Balm is a great way to respond if you start feeling those aches, maybe the chills, maybe get a little tickle or soreness in your throat. This is an amazing blend. And again, take a screenshot. There are all the different ways to use it down below. You can put it in the diffuser. I just eliminate the oregano personally from the diffuser because I think that's a little bit too much to breathe in. Oregano is a really hot oil, so you got to be careful with that. But our personal choice in our family is to put some on the bottoms of the feet and then do a roller ball up and down the spine. Then for me, I'm a real baby when it comes to sore throat. So I love Melaleuca and On Guard on my throat and my chest. So those are just a few things to do. Few go-tos for the winter. Transitioning into spring, this is my very favorite diffuser blend. It's called Fresh Air, and it combines Melaleuca, lemon, and lime. And it absolutely smells like you just cleaned your house, even if in fact, maybe you didn't. So love that about this blend. And my absolute go-to for spring is our Tri-Ease soft gels. These are just a very simple blend of lemon, lavender, and peppermint, and your sneezing, itchy, watery eyes, respiratory needs, just they don't stand a chance against Tri-Ease. So one in the morning, one in the evening, and you can greet spring and all of its friends like pollen and ragweed and dust and mold and all of those things. You can greet them with a smile because they no longer have any effect on you. Transitioning into summer, I love the Citrus Summer Remix in the diffuser. Passion is such a warm and it's kind of spicy and has a little bit of floral to it, but I just love the depth of the blend. And then to pair it with some amazing citrus like lime and bergamot, it just really says summer to me. I'm a summer girl. I love the fact of just coming into this feeling like I can do anything. And that's what passion really helps stir up in you, that what do I love to do? And I have the ability to do it. And then pairing that with some great citrus oil like lime, which is the oil of zest for life. That's just really fun in the summer. And then I put together these summer survival kits. If you're interested in them, let me know and I can tell you more. The first three are DIYs that I make: an after sun spray with lavender, a cool down spray with peppermint, and a natural sunblock with our coconut and Hawaiian sandalwood oils, which is just really delicious. And then I throw in doTERRA's tropical lip balm and the Terra Shield spray. And this is the Fair Shield spray right here. And just for a testimony on this, that's all we take on the mission field when we go to Africa, when we go to Haiti, where if you're worried about getting an itchy red bite from an outdoor pest, then you know what that means in some of those countries. It's way more than just an irritation. And so if that's what we're using on the mission field, then you know you can feel comfortable using it in your backyard or on your camping trip, and it will provide all the coverage that you need. I personally believe it smells amazing, so I love putting it on. I love how it smells. I love how it feels on my skin. It's not sticky at all. It's really soft and smooth. So it's something that we enjoy using in the summertime. And then in the fall, I also do an entire class called School Essentials. And so we go in depth onto a lot of these different oils and how to use them. You can make roller balls with them. You can use them in a diffuser. But a lot of these are going to support those back to school rhythms for children and adults alike. And then my final recommendation, I certainly would not go anywhere without my lovely Breathe Stick in the fall. It's kind of like that Vapo Rub that you grew up with as a child. If you love that feeling of rubbing something on the chest, maybe a parent or a grandparent rub that on you as a small child and you just love that memory, think of how much fonder you'll remember putting this on your own child or on yourself, knowing that you're not also putting really harmful toxins into your body. So this is great on the chest or on the feet, and then put some socks on. Just really opens up the airways and helps you to breathe deeply. And so now as we come to the end of our class, this is a great time to just take another deep breath. We've covered a lot of information. Now we're coming to the end of our class. And so I bring you back to the gift of this empty plate. And I encourage you to just take a deep breath here and pause and think about those things, maybe one or two things that you learned tonight that you want to put on your plate. And what do you want to focus on, and what do you want to look at as a next step? And so I want to close with this quote from Lady Gaga, which maybe she's an unlikely person to see here, but she really nailed it with what she said. Once you start being mindful and really, I'm going to use the word asking, do I actually want that? You start to feel empowered and you find your value. So if you take anything away from our time together tonight, I hope that you would take away becoming more mindful, just developing that awareness. What are my thoughts? And then letting those thoughts shape your actions. Do I actually want that? Do I want these Doritos? Do I eat Doritos? And maybe that's not aligning with those healthy thoughts that you just created for yourself. And so maybe that's going to help you transition into some healthier choices, which hopefully you feel like you're landing in this place now of empowerment. You have choices and you're worth it to make the healthy ones. It's your time to choose you. And so I just invite you to really soak in the fact that you are worthy. You are loved. You are cherished, and your mind, your body, your spirit, your complete wellness is worth all of these investments that you're thinking about making tonight. So I want to bring you back to your empty plate one more time and help you decide on some next steps. If there are some ways that I can support you with what you have on your plate, I would love to be a resource to you. And so I'm just going to share with you a couple of promotions that are available to you here as we tick off the last few days in January. So these are all going to be available to you for the next 3 or 4 days here till the 31st. So if you're thinking about just starting with an oil or two or signing up with a doTERRA membership, this Relax and Renew promotion is good through January 31st. Red Mandarin is an amazing oil. I didn't get a chance to talk about that tonight, but I did want to just read to you a little bit about that in from our emotions book so that you know the value of what you would be getting for free. This oil is not actually one that we can just buy a la carte, so you would have to do this promotion to get it. And with just a 100-point enrollment order, you would get this amazing oil for free. This is red mandarin. And just to give you a little idea, if you're new to the lingo, 100 PV represents 100 points, and points equal dollars when you're buying essential oils. So you can put together an a la carte order with some of the oils that you learned about tonight that would be your favorites, or you could choose an enrollment kit. Either way, there are lots of ways to get to 100. I can help you do that, but that's how you would earn your red mandarin. And sorry, get to the right page here. Red mandarin helps you overcome negative emotions such as overwhelm, feeling weighed down, feeling joyless in your parenting, feeling stressed, exhausted, discouraged, burdened, or jaded. So if any of those negative emotions are coming up for you, then red mandarin would be a wonderful way to address them. And it actually fosters the positive properties such as seeing the sweetness in life, opening your eyes to the wonder of parenting, feeling refreshed, feeling joy in simple moments, cherishing childhood, innocence, and a positive perspective. I know I could use all of those things. So if that sounds good to you, let me know and I can help you get that oil for free. If you up your order to 200 points or 200 PV, then you can also get that Serenity oil that we talked about, which is a wonderful aid to sleep. If you'd like to maybe take a next step, if you're looking at maybe the bigger picture of that entire wellness pyramid and you're thinking, you know, I want to make some choices in more than one area, but I'm going to need some support in order to do that, then I would invite you to take a closer look at our whole healing program. This is founded and designed by Cynthia Sumner, my very good friend, and I've gone through her coaching program and would love to offer this to you. You can do it self-guided. It's a 12-week all online program with recorded audio and video that you can do at your own pace. The entire 12 weeks is available to you the entire time. And that's what I really love about this particular program. I'm not going to be sending you something every week that you feel like, oh, I'm running behind, or, you know, which week did we talk about this or that? It's just one place to go for all the information, and you get a lot of tools and support with it. Things that you can print out and hold in your hands, like menus and recipes, emotional tools, which is another huge factor. A lot of times, and we've touched on this tonight, as you start to make these healthy choices in life, what really helps is mindset. And so if you can do that emotional work alongside the physical choices that you're making, you're going to be way more, you're going to tend to have way more success. So I would invite you to look into the whole healing program. I also offer a premium version of that for a little bit more. And just so you're looking, it's a $500 difference, but that's nearly $900 in value by adding the doTERRA Natural Solutions Kit, a weekly guidance call with me. And so you'll be able to talk with me 30 minutes each week to process what's coming up for you. What questions do you have? How can I support you? I can even pray with you at the end, and just really add that level of support as you go through the program. And then you'd also get a free copy of Cynthia's awesome cookbook. And then just to sweeten the deal, I am looking for 2 people to do that premium level with me. And so if you're feeling like you're one of those people, then I would love to give you a discount and take $200 off of that for you. So if that's you, let me know and we can talk about how to proceed with that. And then finally, what if you're holding that empty plate and maybe you're in Central Ohio like I am, and you're thinking, I don't even want to look at this plate here. It's gray, it's cold. I don't feel like making healthy choices. Then maybe you want to bring your plate to an amazing destination like you see in this picture. And so, I'm getting a little emotional talking about it because we are about to launch our brand new enterprise called Soul Healing. And we're going to bring all these healthy concepts, the full body, mind, and spirit wellness to these amazing life-giving retreats called Taste and See. And Greg and Kate and I are working really hard right now in preparing some amazing, wonderful retreats for you this year. We've got some coming up in June and October. We're going to be going to North Carolina and Florida and just basking in sunshine, putting our feet in the sand, preparing delicious, healthy meals for you for a full week of just basking in healthy choices. Because we believe if you're able to taste and see for yourself, then you might be more inclined to incorporate all these healthy things into your daily life. So be on the lookout. ChristyGammon.com is where you're going to go. The new website is not live yet. So if you check it out and you're still seeing snow on the website, then you know that it's not yet live. But within the next week or two, I promise, we're working really hard. We're going to go live, and then all the details will be there for you. If that sounds good, reach out and let me know. I'm so grateful for you being here for the class tonight, and there are plenty of ways to connect if you'd like to learn more. I'm going to be doing probably monthly live classes like this on the Facebook groups. We may transition and do more of total health classes versus just the essential oil focus. If it's an essentially oil focused class, then it's going to be on our doTERRA Facebook page. If it's more of a whole health class, then you might find it on our new social media platforms. Those are coming soon. We have a lot of recorded items on our YouTube channel, and if you're local here in Columbus, then we teach classes here live all the time too. So just reach out and connect. You can find us online and you can find us in person, and know that we are praying for you and here to support you in your health and wellness. Thanks so much, and have a great night.